Hello everyone. Now today I've got a film here to talk about, which is one of my all-time favourites. I actually showed this film in the cinema when I was a projectionist years ago at the Sunderland Empire Studio Cinema, and so I'm very familiar with the film. I used to watch it actually at the cinema. I used to watch it sometimes, go out into the auditorium and actually watch the film. But it's this one. It's Vice Versa, starring Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage, and also Swoosie Kurtz is in there as well, and a few other people. It's basically about these two who play father and son. Judge Reinhold is Marshall Seymour. He's a chief vice president of a prestigious Chicago department store. And he's also a stressed out workaholic, divorcee, or divorce. He's divorced anyway, put it that way. And he has little time for his 11-year-old son, played by Fred Savage. His son's called Charlie, by the way. And somehow there's this mix-up, and he gets hold of this mystic skull. And the skull, when they both touch it at the same time, they're having this argument in this major scene in the film, and it causes them to swap bodies. And basically, I'm having trouble concentrating here because there's this kid screaming outside. Just started. Sorry about this. And basically, so they swap bodies, and his dad is now his son, and his son's now his dad, but they're in different bodies, if you understand. And so his son, looking like his dad, now has to go to work at his dad's job, and his dad has to go to school looking like his son, basically. So all sorts of comedic situations pop up all over the shop, as you can imagine. And his son has a pet frog called Mo, who he actually takes to work with him, as he looking like his dad, of course. And he puts it in the sink in his office, and with a little bit of water in and stuff. Those are cute scenes with the frog and what have you. And the film's very entertaining. It's really funny as well, especially Judge Reinhold. He's hilarious in this film. And I don't think the film was a massive hit, because if it was, how come it's ended up on Mill Creek Entertainment Blu-ray? Because it was Columbia TriStar Pictures. Well, Columbia Pictures. Was it TriStar? It just says Columbia Pictures. Well, it's Columbia Pictures. So if anyone knows why Columbia Pictures films, some of them, are getting released by Mill Creek, I'd love to know why. Because I was thinking, like, why can't Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures, release these films on their own discs? It's a bit strange, unless they just can't be bothered with them anymore, and they've just passed them over to a budget company because they didn't make much money at the box office or something. I'm not entirely sure. But the film has some great scenes in it. There's one where Judge Reinhold, as his son, is at school, and he tackles some of the bullies who's been bullying him when he looked like a kid. He pretends to be some sort of school vice squad type officer, and he bursts in the toilets when they're all smoking and stuff, and he gets all the cigarettes off them and stuff and makes them clean the toilets until the bowls are gleaming. That was a good scene. And there's a good scene where Judge Reinhold, again supposed to be his son, is at the department store, and he hears somebody playing an electric guitar in the music department, and he dashes over because he's into heavy metal and stuff. His favourite group in the film is Malice, which is an actual heavy metal band, or they used to be. I don't know if they're still going to this day. But he gets on the drums and starts playing the drums and jamming with the guy on the guitar, and then somebody else joins in on the keyboards and stuff. That was a really good scene as well. And so yeah, if you like fun-filled comedies, this is definitely one worth checking out. And this is on a budget price label, as I've already pointed out, Mill Creek. So you can get it for under £8, just under £8 off eBay or Amazon. Is it on Amazon? I think it is on Amazon, but it might be slightly dearer on Amazon, just slightly, I think. And now for the transfer on this one. Now the transfer is pretty good actually. You can tell they've used an old master, but I don't mind that actually. I mean, I do enjoy when films have been digitally remastered as well, like they're all cleaned up and they've boosted all the colours and the brightness and everything. But this one doesn't look like they've done any of that with it. No digital tinkering, I don't think. They've just took basically the print they had and shoved it on a disc. So there is a bit of muck and debris on the print. Few marks here and there, and it's pretty grainy in places as well. So if you don't like grain, you might not enjoy this one too much. It's just certain scenes are particularly grainy, other scenes aren't as grainy. Like I would say for the most part of the film, it's not that grainy, but there are some really grainy scenes in it. So anyway, I showed this in the cinema on 35mm. I projected it and I watched it in the auditorium properly, and this print is a really good representation of how I remember it at the cinema. So I would say this is a really good print on this, a really good transfer. The only trouble is the sound isn't that great because it's only in stereo. It has some surround activity like music and ambience and stuff. But the problem I had with this soundtrack is you turn the dialogue isn't that loud. At least it wasn't on my surround system. So you have to turn it up a bit in order to hear what they're saying properly. And then when some music comes on, it's like blaring. So you keep after knocking the volume up and down when you're watching the film, which is a pain in the arse, basically, you know. So I mean, the music and that sounds good, but it was just too loud, you know? So I much prefer the Dolby Digital 5.1 or the DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, True HD 5.1, etc. on these discs, to be honest, rather than just a stereo surround track. Because I have nothing but trouble with the volume levels. I can have trouble with them on the other ones as well sometimes, but these ones tend to be the worst. So, I must point out, there's no actual scene selection option on this disc. I don't know why they've stopped doing this. Mill Creek used to put scene selection on all their titles, but these recent ones, well, this one, I haven't checked all of them, hasn't got any scene selection, no scene access. And if you don't know what that is, well, I presume most people that buy DVDs and Blu-rays will know what that is. But if you're new to the format, it means that there's little pictures on the menu that you jump to. You can pick your favourite scene, jump to a scene in the film. But you can't do that on this. You might be to do it with the chapter skip button on your remote control. I'm not sure, I haven't checked. But it's a travesty that they're not putting that on the discs, because I think you can get this on Region 2 DVD here in the UK. And I'm pretty sure that'll have scene selection on it. And you can get the DVD cheaper than this. So I might pick the DVD up as well, actually. It's got a slightly different cover. It hasn't got this yellow background. It's got like a cream background and a different picture down here or something. But that picture's the same way he's like skateboarding in the office. So anyway, here's the back cover, and there's no extras whatsoever on this disc. There's nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. Just bare bones, just the film. But that's okay, you know, if you like the film. Still well worth picking up. If you can, you know, stand out not having the scene access and stuff. So it's a really good transfer, like I say. So it is still worth getting a hold of, and you can get it at just under £8 off eBay. So there you have it. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything that I wanted to say about this. Oh yeah, it was written by what's his name again? I think it's Dick Clement and Ian LaFreniere, who apparently wrote the TV show over here called Auf Wiedersehen Pet. It was about a group of bricklayers working in Germany. The first series was anyway. And they also wrote The Likely Lads, I think, which was another hit TV series over here in the UK about a couple of Geordie lads who used to live together in an apartment or something, I think I remember. It's a bit vague, but I remember roughly the show, you know. Anyway, that's my review of Vice Versa. And these two are both great in this film. Very funny indeed. It's a very entertaining movie. So I highly recommend you pick up a copy of this if you like good comedy movies, and if you like Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage. So I'd just like to thank everyone for watching this video. And as usual, I shall catch you on the next one. So bye for now.